Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans. What we do around here is bring about conversations about a variety of topics, usually to your edification, hopefully to make your life a little easier, maybe even a little bit better. We try to do that as often as we can, several times per week in an audio format, and we are looking to add topics that matter to you. Would love to reach out to you if that is something that's useful, and or if you are trying to look at ways to beat the system that is your life, kind of make life easier for you, and kind of hack things in a way that leads you in a positive direction. Would love to help you do exactly that. And so, if you are looking to do that, we are also looking for new clients. Would love to be working with you this week, even, or maybe next week, beginning of June, whatever. Let's make the second half of 2021 better than the first, and certainly better than 2020 was for lots of folks. Anyway, the best way to get in contact with me is to reach out through this website, and there's the About Me section here on YouTube. You can go there, and my personal website is there. My contact information, all that other good stuff, can be useful to you. Please feel free to reach out when it is convenient for you. Um, and the other way is through Twitter at PO Perception on Twitter. You can reach out there as well. So, we're talking about beating the system. And that means a lot of things to a lot of people. But to me, it means doing things in a better or smarter or useful way that is different than a lot of people do it. Becoming mediocre, becoming average. For some people, it works, but you wouldn't be listening to this if you were one of those people. You'd be off doing something that's a little more mind numbing, and that's perfectly okay if that's the person you want to be. And obviously, the world needs the bell curve, so needs people that are uninspired, needs people that are under inspired, needs people that are over inspired and revved up and ready to go, and hopefully you're in that group. But in any event, the first thing you do is you invest. Invest your time, invest your money, invest your energy, invest your ability to gain knowledge. Always look for ways to improve yourself every way, every day. It doesn't have to be all day. It doesn't have to be the only thing you're committed to, but finding a way to invest in yourself and improve yourself, self-improvement, self-help, books, audios, working with a coach, working on building business skills, working on building soft business skills. Always be working on something, even if it's just for 15 to 30 minutes a day. That time over a year, that time over 5 years will add up to a better version of you. And if you commit to the process, you will find that your life is better for it, and your life and quality thereof will thank you for it. The next thing is to always be willing and ready and able to empower others with all that you do. Realize that success is built not on knowledge mostly, it's built on relationships. Because if you don't have someone that'll go to bat for you, you can know every trick in the book and every useful thing in the world, but if you don't have someone willing to say he or she is good, then all the knowledge in the world really doesn't have a use, because it doesn't have a place to be applied. The next thing to consider and understand is that it is helpful and useful and good to know what drives you. Know what takes away from your drive too. If there's certain types of people that annoy you or frustrate you. I am a person who, when I hear people spend more time talk about their challenges than their victories or things they're at least looking forward to becoming better, I don't do well with those types of people. I can do it in short spurts, but if that's the content on a 4 or 5 conversations, then eventually I pull back from that person. And so find out what drives you, find out what type of people drive you away, find out what people help you to grow and go to the next level. Next is be unique. Be unabashedly, unapologetically you, whatever that is, whoever that is, wherever that is. When that comes to your spiritual practices, when that comes to your relationships, when that comes to the way you live, how you live, where you live, what's in your house, what's outside your house, all these things. Just be you. There's only going to be one of you, so you might as well live it well. You don't have to be liked by everybody, you just have to be liked by your tribe, your inner circle. If you haven't built an inner circle in a while, be willing to build a new one. Then, and the next thing is find your best practices. What makes your life work for you? What routine can you stick to, commit to, and believe in? What routine actually works for you versus what experts say? Try what experts say. I'm not saying ignore what people with more knowledge, but take the parts that work for you, ignore the parts that don't, and discard the rest. Understand that in the end, your life is exactly that, your life. And while there may be certain things that you could do to benefit yourself, if you're not committed to the process of it, then there's no point in doing it, because ultimately you're not going to get to a place where you make consistent progress if you're not committed to the methods that get you there. The next thing is be excited or find things to be excited about. Now, obviously, lots of people aren't going to be excited about washing dishes, for example. However, if a person doesn't have the physical ability to do that, then it can get kind of frustrating when you look at somebody who doesn't have, physical ability. And so you begin to get new viewpoints and new perspectives when you can look at life and go, at least I have the ability to do this thing. At least I have the ability to speak or hear or listen or write or go to the store or whatever it is. And when you take a step back and get excited that you still have the freedom to be able to do the things you want to do, then you'll be more excited and inspired to do the next thing on our list, which is learn new skills. Always be learning something new, if nothing else for the reason of the benefit to the way the brain works. When you're learning a new skill, you map problem solving and reasoning skills in a different way, which then creates opportunity for your brain to expand in terms of um, quality of life and all of that. So when you begin to understand that you can actually make major long-term changes in your own life simply by committing to and agreeing to understand how to learn new skills and commit to doing it. Doesn't have to be something that you're doing every day. It doesn't have to be something you're doing for a long period of time every day. It just needs to be something as simple as cooking a new dish or learning to play a musical instrument or reading a new book and gaining new intellectual knowledge. It doesn't matter what you do, but always be adding something to your life, because expansion and growth is one of the human needs that needs to be fed and flourishing in order for you to feel satisfied and fulfilled. The next thing to look at is whether or not you are ultimately, living in fear or not fear. Look, we can be scared of just about anything. You could walk outside your door and get hit by a bus. You could come down with an incurable disease tomorrow. So, certainly, living with a level of caution is a good idea, but at the same time, don't live so cautiously that you stop living. Be well informed. Don't take needless risks unless absolutely necessary, but also be willing to take risks that you can recover from quickly so that you're not wasting time. Time is the only non-renewable resource, but it's also one of the most important. Regardless of how long you're here for a limited length of time. The limit started the day you were born, and you're approaching your own mortality with every second that passes. So make everything count, and the time and the energy, and living in fear takes away from that. The next is know your values, but also update your values. If you valued something at 20 because you were hyper religious or hyper political, or you were around certain groups of people, and you're now 35 and you haven't updated your values in a while, it might be time to do that. The reason that people need to update values is because we change. Life changes us, our experiences cause us to look at things differently. And so you begin to understand that what we value changes. Know your values, don't break them, don't allow other people to push you beyond them, but know that you have values that can be changed if necessary, and that can be helpful for you. So keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.